burning sensation at the base of her neck. Her ceiling became like jello, wobbling around. But ceilings are cringe. I'm floor gang now, she thought. Always have been. JC had never felt more relaxed as she turned on some music. She could hear people chanting her name over the speakers. That's the sound of being TikTok famous, she thought. She tried recording more videos of her trip, but eventually she forgot what she was doing. Her vision was blurry, but she didn't need her eyes to see anymore. There was a drum beating faster and faster in her chest. Her mouth was like a desert, devoid of water, and her teeth were like giant stones grinding each other down into sand. JC looked at the clock. 12 hours had passed. Her dad had come in and asked her, "How much Benadryl did you drink?" But she wasn't sure if that was a hallucination or not. She said she took 10 million, which is how many TikTok views she'd get as she suffers her first seizure. In reality, no one was around. Her dad hadn't seen JC since hours before she took the Benadryl as she falls unconscious on the floor. As Scott walks in on his daughter, he sees her suffer her third seizure. While he called 911 and while the ambulance was on its way, JC's seizure wouldn't stop. But when paramedics arrived, she fell limp. Her dad had no idea what happened as she arrives to the emergency room, where we are now. At examination, JC was unresponsive. She was flushed, but she didn't have a fever. Her heart rate was 180 beats per minute, about 3 times more than normal, but her blood pressure was 70/40, about half of normal. No one there had any idea that JC had taken 2 whole bottles of Benadryl, but there's a few clues as to what could be happening. JC's skin was red, but she wasn't sweating. Her pupils were dilated and were minimally reactive to light. Her mouth was dry, just like all her mucous membranes. Her heart was beating fast. All of this together signals anticholinergic poisoning. But what does that mean? What is a cholinergic? And what does it have to do with Benadryl? Well, Benadryl is an allergy medicine. Its chemical name is diphenhydramine. Lots of people take it in the spring when the flowers are blooming. Pollen and allergens cause people to sneeze, to cough, to have a runny and stuffed nose. The body thinks these allergens are foreign objects that need to be removed. What's a good way to remove things? Well, you could dilate the blood vessels and make them more leaky in the hopes that the allergens will leak out. Benadryl stops this allergic reaction by stopping the signal for it, which is from a natural chemical that's made in your body called histamine. Hist from histidine, which is an amino acid, a building block of proteins in your body, and amine
All right, I'm going to stop that right here. This is why people need to stop playing games. Trying to be famous and you'll wind up dead by fooling with Benadryl and any other drugs. They need to take Benadryl off the shelves and place them behind the counter with the pharmacist because, as you see, people are abusing something that normal people use, such as myself. So, what do you think about this?